Umar Rahim here, Master of the Covenant. Break our 7 seals. Future news, brothers and sisters. Apocalypse. Have a difficult time talking, brothers and sisters. But bear with me. They took my voice away. Not be able to speak all week. So I can speak a little bit now, so I'll do the best I can. I'm facing all kinds of resistance, but they can't stop this. So pressure time discipline equals power, or energy time discipline equals power. That's a fundamental principle, brothers and sisters. You need to understand that. The power to control things. See? So you have energy, you have pressure, but without discipline, you have any power. And those had a lot of energy as a result of energy deprivation that they suffer. They have plenty of energy, be a stripped down version, not requiring much energy to maintain themselves, but lacking discipline. Discipline is not in their nature. So we have sent prophets and messengers to them to discipline them, which only lasts as long as the prophet and messenger around, then it starts declining. Like taking meat out of the freezer. After a while, it completely won't thaw it out. And all the ice is gone. That's where it is with them. And so, but we're not sending more prophets and messengers to them anymore. The discipline is fading fast. That means that power is fading fast. I'm going to give some demonstration of that today if I can continue with my voice. High pressure defeats low pressure. That's no exception. High pressure defeats low pressure. High power defeats low power. Period. Those are concepts you need to understand, brothers and sisters. If you understand these concepts, you understand what's going on today in a mathematical sense. Because the angel and the Bible is all mathematics. It's just not in the form that you understand. Resistance emulates force. What does that mean? Well, resistance is a result of force. Resistance is a source of force been applied to it. And so it will become more and more like the force that's applied to it in order to try to offset the force, right? That's resistance, in order to keep it being crushed. So the more force you put on it, the more it's going to keep on becoming stronger, going to start become more and more like the force. Because once it becomes like the force, then it's equal, then it's no longer, right? Resistance is just, it's a balance. Yes, in other words, you put something under pressure, right? So now it's going to start contracting because the pressure is, it's causing it to contract. As it contracts, gets, right, less space, that means the pressure is going to increase. That means the structure is going to keep changing, right? Like coal into a diamond keeps changing to try to offset that force that's causing it, that's crushing it. And if it can emulate that force, right, then it will not be crushed. So it's become more and more like the force that's crushing it. And until it becomes like the force or is crushed to dust. Those are important principles, bro. So you understand. This one I talked about recently. I never talked about this so much before. Okay, I want to say a few things, brothers and sisters. Let me do this here. Sisters, say a couple of things here. First of all, we have people that think they can just slide into the hereafter. Slide hereafter. You know, I mean, Minister used to talk about that in a different context, right? Because he said you be trying to slide in, that's why you've been sliding on your bare ass, in other words. Right? You slide on that concrete on your bare ass, you know what's going to happen, right? Because you think you slide in on a slider board, you know, it's grease. No. Don't work that way. And people think, oh man, I just slide in. Oh, it's not going to work that way. Oh, just believe in Jesus. No, it's not going to work that way, brothers and sisters. Not even close. It tells you, time of unprecedented trouble. So we talk about the Holocaust. That was unprecedented. But the time we're going to right now is even more, is worse than that. That's why Elijah told that brother I was telling you about, he said, do not pray for that day because you don't know what you're up against. So you're up against something that's worse than a Holocaust. Only difference is, right, you don't have to submit to it. You're going to fight. And you got the ability to defend yourself. Well, you didn't have it in a Holocaust. It's still going to be worse than a Holocaust. Unprecedented. So how in the hell you think you're going to ease on in? The Quran says you think you can get in there in the garden without going through all this intimidation and affliction and everything else? The Quran tells you that. You want to be a diamond, but you don't want to go through the pressure that's going to take to create a diamond. It takes intense pressure, intense conflict. The Holocaust was like they gave us the form. Now you got to dig it out of the ground and clean it up. But still unprecedented. Finish the process off. Because some of us wasn't finished. That's like a secondary. See, some of us wasn't, Holocaust didn't change all into diamonds. Right. Those go to the tribulation, they have to go because that'd be, they showed they wasn't ready because they were deceived by Farrakhan. How could you allow yourself to be deceived by Farrakhan? I mean, it's so obvious who he is. He tells you his follows the devil. That should have you run for cover right there. Right? He says Aaron, that should have you run for cover right there. But so who Aaron is, just read who Aaron is, what Aaron did in Elijah's absence. Right? Biologically, his father's the devil, he's the devil. No, when I went over there, I spent about 6 months over there, right? And just listen to what they're teaching. It's indoctrination, really. It's indoctrination, really. Because what they do is they give you something Elijah that Farrakhan said, and then everybody just read it. They pass it around, you sitting around in chairs like in a circle. And then they say, okay, here's something Farrakhan said. You read a paragraph, and then the next person read the next paragraph. There's indoctrination over there. That's all bullshit. They say, oh, we can't do it to them as they did to us. That's what they say. We can't do it to those they did to us. Why? That's a command in chapter 18. It doesn't say you should or would you, right? Or if you have time, it says, do unto them as they've done to you. Do double. It's a command. Friends, what are you doing? See, and God said, we're going home. He said, we ain't going nowhere. So how can you be deceived by that clown? He's telling you to your face, he's against everything Elijah taught, and he's against everything God taught. He's telling you that to your face. Critical things. Doing them, and it says vengeance. So at the Holocaust, he said, oh, there ain't going to be no vengeance in the Holocaust. Wow, then why do we go to the Holocaust? And there's going to be no reward. We're not going home. So what the hell is, but you're sinful. That's the devil's message. That's the devil's message. But like I said, you got those that think they ease on in. They have no idea. Like I said, they haven't dealt with what they're up against. It's not going to be ease in. I don't like it. I've said I don't like it. I don't want this admission. Like I said, I think they tricked me into it, tell you the truth. But the thing is that, and I'm not looking forward to what's about to happen here. I don't like what's happening now, but I don't like what I'm looking forward to what's about to happen either. Especially 75 years old, because there's going to be some intense, right? And you got to be tight. Can't be in a wheelchair. Wars. The mind war. It'll take physical dimensions after a while, but right now it's a mind war. And our people are not getting it. Lost for lack of knowledge. Those that say they claiming the injured, they're not claiming the injured. How can they? Because they understood that. They understood the injured. They would be, right? Using educated unlock the scripture, unlock the verses. Because they be applying the energy. The reason they're not doing it because they haven't applied the energy. That energy management. I mean, how clear do they have to make it? Energy management. You think it was easy for me to do these things I did? Energy management. I had to make a lot of sacrifices. I'm not complaining. I had to suffer a lot. Shit, you think my life's been easy? It tells you. Read story of Job. Every damn thing happened to him. No parents. That's me. Right? All children hate him. That's me. Right? All kinds of physical obstacles. Me. But he kept on. His wife told me, said, why don't you just curse God and die? Damn, man, are you going through all that? But he kept on anyway. Without reward. He wouldn't look for the reward. So you think it was easy to break those seals? It did 2,000 years. And you go online right now, and all these people out here that run their mouth, even now, as I made it clear, there's still not one of them has got even one sentence right. Not even have you noticed that? Haven't you got one sentence right? One verse. Energy management. Well, the devils, they can't, they don't have a discipline, they don't have a brain power either. Not spatial minded, but the point is, it's able to, I took a lot. And so you're not able to do it because of your energy management, because it's not important to you. See, because if you thought this was important, if your children was in that house burning up and you love your children, ain't nothing gonna hold you back from getting in there and getting the children out. It's as simple as that. Right? So that's the problem. Well, I say every tree that's not bearing fruit gonna be cut down. Because if you're real, then you be putting the energy in to get, because that's energy management. Right? You want to lift, you want to lift, build this muscle, you got to go to the gym for the equipment to build this muscle. We'll build this muscle right here, right? That's the engine. Study it. So if you ain't building it, that's because you ain't studying it. Oh man, I ain't got no muscle. You going to the gym? No. Why don't you have it? That's what you think. I got a little bit. How you going to the gym? I'm at 15 minutes. Okay, well, hell, you got 15 minutes worth of work. Simple, brothers and sisters. Energy management. Okay. So in spite of all other things, right? Energy management takes control. Focus all my energy into total focus. Breaking those seals. And to continue. Unlocking verses. Study it. Continue the process, brothers and sisters. Even once we get home. So let me move on, brothers. It's like what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to find a way to just go to pure mathematics, this whole situation. What the tip is, it's not work. I'm not sure if I accomplish what I'm trying to do because most of our people have any knowledge of physics, knowledge of pressure, knowledge of these things. So you have to explain those things before you can do that. So I don't know. I did a little something here. It's not exactly what I wanted, but I did something, so maybe that might help. Plus, gotta be very careful anyway, because then some clown will come along and they understand it well enough, and they say, "Hey, man, I broke the seals. I did this." That's why I put landmines near us, right? You have to. This is all before with thieves and robbers. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. See if I can accomplish here. My voice holds up. I don't know if it will, but it's gonna be a while. I got a few things I want to cover, so I said, let me do it today. Well, if I can get my voice together, it may not be a couple more days before I can do anything again. Well, yeah, come on. Okay, you go. Okay, brothers and sisters. Here, brothers and sisters. What I'm doing here is I'm showing Adam and Eve. Adam, right? That's Gog and Magog was given power. Particularly the last 500 years. We weren't talking the Quran's the last 500 years. What we're showing here is that they have power over the whole world. Everywhere you see, over all the world, they had control. Gog and Magog, chapter 20 angel. They will come out and see the whole world. They're trying to tell you that's the future. That's the future. No, that has occurred. Even over the Nation of Islam, that's us here. Two of us. To the whole world. Gog and Magog. So I'm sure here is, right, America, so-called melting pot. People, all races here. Their control. What happens if they lose control? See, everybody start fighting with each other. See, that's why we had to have Adam, because we didn't have enough control to rule the nations to keep them under control, civilized. So they may misshed blood, but they was there to keep a certain amount of order. In Europe, same thing. Gog and Magog keeps them fighting each other. See, that's what the angel. That's what the jinn couldn't understand. See, so if they lose power, they start fighting each other again, because you need a stabilizing force. You need a stabilizing force, and that's what Adam was. That's why a new ruler in the earth, the ruler, the control. So you need a stabilizing force, and so they were stabilizing force in the Middle East. Right? There was a HR strokes. They keep, so you say, they're out there making shed blood, but they maintain order in time of energy deprivation. Right? So we don't have all this, right? They cause trouble, yes, but the point is, He said everybody was H.L. strokes before they came along anyway. Right? So that's the situation I'm trying to show here. See? Because, yeah, Adam is bad. But God said to submit to Adam. I'm trying to explain to you why. I'm understanding the mathematics behind it. Because we need someone to keep a level of order. I said bad water is better than no water. A level of order. And even though they keep bad order, they still keep a level of order, a lot of control. You understand? Under their rule. That's what's happening here. Their power fades, as it's failing now. Right? Then you start getting conflicts with, they start fighting with each other. Japanese, the Koreans, everything start fighting with each other. Remember in the past, they were fighting with each other. Europeans weren't there. But for us, once they lose power, because of Master Muhammad and Suleiman, right, they won't be at each other's throat. See harmonic motion because of the Holocaust. Because of the Holocaust. Okay? I hope you understand that, bro. Since maybe I'll explain it more another time, right? But okay, that apocalypse. Now you got the background. I just gave you the background, bro, sisters. Now see it. Now put some meat on it. So here it is. They're in what's that? The Middle East. Okay, out of control right here. This is the one in heaven that's in the process about to take place, right? And this America and Britain's kicked out. Michael's angels and false angels are under fire, under siege. Dragons kicked out, right? And then what? Then you got America is in the battle in Armageddon. That's Armageddon East and Armageddon West over here, where they're battling here, but the nation they're in battle going to be with that great army that are coming together. And that's what Master Muhammad pulls out the elect in the Lamb. So they can be battling that army. And I'm going to talk about it in a minute. And then what happens? And then it says, false Israel, God, Magog is taken out. Our people return to, Master Muhammad return our people back to home. Elect. Right? And then what? And then the GOAT, that's China, India, they attack America. They invade America. The UK is already taken out. Right? And then then they take America down and set on fire. The harlot is set on fire. Right? And America is being Armageddon, right? Being attacked. And then they're going to fight with each other. The GOAT, Africa, and China, and they're going to fight with each other. Right? See? And they fight each other, and Africa is victorious. That's the bear. It's victorious. Right? America's burned down. No longer exists. And then Africa sees we're at home, at peace, and attacks us. See? Under Obama, who is the God. God represents America, also represents whoever's the ruler of America, and he was the God. He was the president. A very subtle point most people don't get. Right? And so he's attacking us at home. He's defeated. And then what? And then we're new rulers. Whole earth, that says in Daniel, Nebuchadnezzar, God says, Netanyahu, he gets his rule back. Let me speak a few things about that, brothers and sisters. You notice the crosses that was there? Now remember, discipline times energy equals power. Right? Now devil's power is fading. See all this transgender stuff and all this stuff they're doing is fading because they can't. They're having a natural discipline, right? And the other thing about them is that they've been lying so much, they've corrupted their hard drive. It's like somebody taking drugs, right? Okay, you corrupt your brain, but you need your brain to figure out how to stop taking drugs. So now you corrupted that. So what you going to use? What are you going to use to figure out how to stop doing it if you don't corrupt the very mechanism that you need to make good decisions? See, they've lied so much that now the lie seems like the truth because they've corrupted their hard drive. So they can't recognize the truth because the lie is built in. Because there's a lie there. I mean, you go watch the news and it's like open lies. I mean, my wife looking at me and said, man, because I look because you gonna get a stroke, man, because you about to get so upset. Listen to these people because say, man, how can they say this stuff? But I know they can say it because they don't have any discipline and they're natural liars, right? Because they corrupted see, your brain, I don't care if you're devil or whatever, animal's brain is, right? Animals, they think, not like we think, but they do some thinking. I mean, what do you think a lion is doing when he sneak up on something? You think he's just doing that? He's just a robot? Let me lion sneak up on the zebra, make sure he's downwind and all this stuff, right? Well, he got a thinking process, right? He's got a language. The language is very simple because you can tell how complex the thinking is by how developed the language is. They do have a language that you don't understand. It's very simple. It's very basic, right? It's, hey, man, I got to get something to eat. I got to reproduce. Protect my cubs. It's very simple. So they got very few words in their vocabulary. Very few. But they think. They have to. It's an instinct. Instinct is thinking. Okay? They learn from mistakes. So how's that instinct? They learn from mistakes. Okay, so that's it. You're thinking. But to the point let me have Billy Brown says like I said. Oh boy, So discipline. Now, lamb is the most disciplined of all animals. I mean, a lamb, you cut his throat and you just sit there and bad. He's the most disciplined of all the animals. But in here, okay, energy deprivation, right? They strip down version. They strip down version. They require much energy. So we need somebody that could keep ordering it on the earth. Bad water is better than no water. Right? Okay. So that when we happen to energy deprivation, then the earth starts contracting again, the energy starts coming back. It's momentous in the heavens of earth, but it comes all of a sudden. Anybody understand physics know the only way that could be is you have to be in the center of the universe. Okay. So you may have to do that, but we have to teach discipline because discipline was part of what he doesn't have in his nature. So we had to send prophets and messengers to give him discipline so he'd be able to rule. And if he followed their guidance, then he'd be ruled. He lost rule several times. He lost rule for 1,000 years in the Dark Ages. According to Elijah Muhammad, he lost rule 4,000 years in the caves of Europe. But he has rule now, but he's losing it. It's grabbing fast because he's losing discipline, right? And discipline times energy or discipline times pressure is power. So it's fading fast. So as it's fading, remember, we get them energized, so all the nations are getting energized, right? So they started gaining power. So in other words, you got pushing contest, right? One person pushing against another, it's equal. But if one starts getting a little more power than the other, then it starts pushing the other one back. So all the nations started to push America back because now they're rising and they have more discipline than America does. So they're pushing, right? They're pushing, right? America back. It's a whole. See, it happens dispersed every 50 years, approximately every 50 years. Right, the world gets stronger, and the power of America becomes right less and less because they're primarily because of their lack of discipline. Secondly, because the nation gets stronger and stronger. You understand, brothers and sisters? But the thing is that its power is being broken, but the nation is getting stronger, so it's pushing more pressure on America. America eventually will be crushed very soon because it needs discipline. That's so-called. That's the law that was given, but they're far gone. They can't. They have to repent. They ain't not going to do that. They're too far gone. And let's just say we want them to do it anyway. We want to just get rid of them. See? Because transgender, all this stuff, right? That's all lack of discipline. And then plus, they lie to themselves so much, right? They corrupt their hard drive. Right? So they can't recognize the lie because the lie seems like the truth. Because, like I said, all the animals, all of them have, their brains are designed to calculate properly. Whether it's a small brain, a big brain, or whatever, it's still designed to calculate. And then the information you get, it calculates just to give you an answer. See? But they're corrupted theirs. See? And so that's part of the reason why they're on a fast race to hell. Right? Because they're going anyway. But now, so they leave the charge to hell. I say, well, wait a minute. You say, hey, man, they're resisting. No, they're not resisting. They move headlong into it because they just lie. I mean, it's like, wow. I mean, the lies they tell us slaps off their page. Because the hard drives are corrupted. And they've done the same thing to a lot of our people. See, once the hard drive is corrupted, there's not too much you can do anymore. Now, the hard drive corrupted. The mind, that's the mind. You can, upgrade the mind, get a new mind. But how do you get a new brain? So you go out there and lie and all kind of stuff. You mess with your hardware, brothers and sisters. That was some of us think we just get in that paradise for the free ride. No, it's going to be worse than the Holocaust. Unprecedented. So I was saying is that when the low pressure or low energy had a rule because he was designed to operate under low pressure, under low energy. But we Lamborghinis, we need all the energy we can get, and we didn't have enough. So they ruled. But now we're starting to get energized. All the nations get energized. So now they're expanding because America's lack of discipline is declining. America's declining. And so lower pressure, and lower pressure yields to higher pressure. So nations' prices are higher. That means they're squeezing America. America's being squeezed. See? And they feeling it. They want to maintain an empire. They trying desperately to do so, but they can't. Even if they repent, it probably would be just, they got a lot of repentance to do, don't they? You understand, brothers and sisters? So, the point I make here is you saw some crosses, and you're going to see the crosses in a minute. It says that when the Babylon is taken down, right? It says those survivors be taken captive in all the nations. Those leading captivity will go into captivity. So what's that mean then? What it means is that they're putting pressure, right? But you got two levels of devils. And you got the Republican and the Democratic Party. These kind of switch, but we're not going to talk about that. But you got those that call some Christians that really call some bona fide Christians that they ain't down with this transgender stuff. They ain't down with some of them ain't down with eating pork, but they ain't down with transgender stuff, and they ain't down with homosexuality and drag. They ain't down with any of that stuff. Fornication, they ain't down with all that. They call it some living for Jesus or whatever. Well, that means they exercise a form of discipline. And that means what? That means that they have enough power to withstand the powers crushing their brothers and sisters. So America's crushed, right? They won't be. They'll still be existed. They'll still have some power, not as power as other nations, right? But they'll have some enough to survive America's crushing. And those are the ones that's taking captive all the nations, the Christians, that's actually practicing it. Right? Actually practicing the discipline of Christianity. That's what that means, brothers and sisters. They would have captive all the nations. So I put it as a cross there. Hope you understand that, brothers. I'm just trying to show you the mathematics, how things work. Everything's mathematics. It's all energy. You take decisions, take energy, make decisions. If you got negative energy, you're going to make negative decisions. You don't know it. Well, I hope you understand, brothers and sisters. So you put that pressure on, the pressure is expanding. So it means America, all those outposts it had control of the world, is now being squeezed, is now being challenged. And first they'd be challenged in the Middle East. Michael, he's going to war the dragons, angels. See, that's the start of it. Official start of it. Bring their power there. That's what I'm showing in this presentation here, in the background. So it's a visual timeline of what's going to happen. See? So they're being pushed back because, right? Okay, what's the most disciplined other than us? We're more disciplined by nature. Think about it. But we've been taught not to use that discipline. Like you can teach a lion not to be vicious, right? Not to attack. It still is nature. And left alone long enough, it's going to revert back to it. So who was humble like a lamb, who was told to submit. Right? We're going to talk about that a little while later. Right? But we have lion characteristics still. See? So So in the Middle East, so-called Sunnism, well, they're the most disciplined people on the planet, aren't they? Other than us. We're most disciplined by nature, but it's not in effect right now because we have our mind is working against us. That devil's mind. So we're not practicing discipline as part of our nature. We're captives, lions who's taught to act like lambs. See, we had the power to be a lion, we just don't know it. Okay? So that's the first place America is defeated. Whoa, how was that? Well, because everybody has the same amount of energy. Energy times power, but that's the most disciplined part of the planet over there. Other than us, like I said, we're not disciplined right now because we have a bad mind, but once we do, we're more disciplined than them. So that's what America's will first face. It's first crushing. Power greater than theirs. Pushing them back, throw them out. Or in the Middle East, Sunni land. Is it just making sense to you, brothers? It's not a coincidence. That's where it starts at. Okay. So he kicked out of there. Came back into Europe. Back home. But they don't have the power to control Europe anymore. Their powers failing, had a discipline. So now you got the Europeans fighting against each other, but it's directed against them because they need oil to fight, and they only one have that is Russia. That's Armageddon East. Armageddon West is when they return home, and they found their source of fuel, source of power is cut off because now the Middle East is controlled by Iran, who America put sanctions forever. They control all of the Middle East, all of it, all the Shia control all the Middle East. So America's forces in the Middle East crushed. They're forced to go into Europe. Powerless. So there's an Armageddon there. They're at home, they're powerless because economics, that's what runs America. Economics is destroyed. Right? And they're this deceptive icon, false Israel, is under fire, but it's under siege. Which is means by keeping us undisciplined through deception. So now deception is removed, right? That's from Muhammad, because you get rid of deception, and you also get rid of source that's fueling those who this deception and those who sponsor deception. So-called American dream. So now it's turned to nightmare. And our people's vision, that false vision of the American dream that Farrakhan is giving them, is failed. Failed. 100%. People that have a vision fails. Right? See? So what happens? A new vision. An angel. A new vision. See? And the vision brings discipline with it. The discipline means power. So as that happens, and you start applying discipline, America's discipline is fading fast over in America. Fast. Right? And then resistance to you gaining power. And so they decide to take you out before you can obtain power, because once you obtain power, you're going to do to them double is done to you. Forget about Farrakhan. They attack you. They see, because now you realize false Israel was a lie, because it's gone. American Dream. Oh, what happened? This happens here, bro. This just happened again. I don't know if this is messing me up or not. Okay, well, see, that's still working. The American Dream, that vision is false, failed. Right? Now you have a new vision of going home. You got Master Muhammad, right? He's on the scene, even though they're going to deny his presence, because they're going to claim that Iran was victorious because of Russia's help when it was actually Master Muhammad's. Right? That's what they're going to claim. And you got Suleiman there with the angel to give them their mind back. Right? And you had the sign of Jonah because they got rid of Farrakhan. That was their man inside. That was an inside man. Farrakhan was an inside man. See? Teaching. Not teaching a lot of Muhammad's teachings. He teaching their teaching. Oh, we can't do double of them. And they did to us, we should do that. We ain't gonna do that. And devils ain't devils anymore. And stuff like that, right? So he teaches devil's message. And if America gets attacked, we're gonna fight. Well, Elijah Muhammad said America gets on attack. That's Master Muhammad. But so you gonna be fighting Master Muhammad? I mean, how can you be deceived by that fool? But he said he would do it. The accuser of our brethren is cast down. He's accusing us. Hope that worms eat your ass. Okay, you understand that, brothers and sisters? People in dark see the great light. Fire can be exposed and disposed. See, the devil's going out of him. It's been one of the ages, 40 some years. Okay, so now we come together. We still got a demon problem because devils ain't going to take any chance. They're going to attack the demons too. They're black-faced children. So they all come together. I'm not showing that here, but then we have separated them out. I'm not going into details. And then we come together. And then what happens? The elect and the lamb is taken out. Because, see, I talk about the gravitational vortex. Now what I'm saying is like the magnetic field that holding you down. The gravitational vortex is the knowledge and the wisdom of this world. Remember, so it's a mind war. So the point is they had you totally under control because they had you actually with their mind, and if you have their mind, if a dog has a cat's mind, the dog is going to beat itself up. Because that's what cats would do to dogs. So you was beat yourself because you had, and that shows you that the devil is your enemy. Read Mark carefully. If you was beating your own self up, that means you had to have their mind. And if you have their mind beat yourself up, that means their mind is contrary to yours. That means they got a hateful mind of you because when you had a mind, you beat yourself up. So that means that's the same mind they got to beat you up. Don't you pay attention to these things? That's what's trying to tell you. It's trying to tell you, and I say you got to read these things, bro. Since they tell you that their mind is to destroy you. Their mind is to beat you up, to inflict pain upon you. Because when you have their mind, that's what you're doing to yourself. That's what you're doing to yourself. That's what they're telling you. Because it's their mind. It wasn't his mind. That was their mind they gave him. So that means that same mind they have. They can't give. You understand, brothers and sisters? That's what's going on here. Okay? Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. So you come, but the demons have the same mind as them. So once we come together, there's going to be a conflict. Because again, we come together to get the hell out of here and go home. The demons want to stay here. That's Samson in the Bible, right? He wants to stay here and fight for this land right? That's what Farrakhan's teaching. Saying fight for it, we're going to inherit and all that kind of stuff, right? Please don't make me lead a country. That's Legion. Louis Eugene Brown, NOI backwards. You understand, brothers and sisters? That's what's going on here. That's what's going on. So it'll be a battle between us. Because you had a battle between us and them back in the 60s. Integrationists and the segregationists. They don't tell you about it, but there was actually conflicts. Because the demons want to stay with Daddy, Massa. Just like when he's in the fields. They was in Massa's house. Nice clothes, decent food, right? Wouldn't work 24/7. Terrorized. It was Massa's children. You said Book Django, the captor was probably, Stephen Webb was probably his brothers. Probably the same father. Because he sure was comfortable there. You understand what I said? So we separate them out. And then they go to war with Massa. Because Massa at war with them. Take them out. As cannibalism reigns. Cannibalism will reign. They've eaten all their pests and eaten all their children. Cannibalism will reign. And then you got the other war. This is a great army, a exceedingly great army. That's the NOI. Battling their way all the way to the West Coast. 10, everything in it. Because remember, they have power. Their power is greater than America's power. America's discipline is crap. And remember, their discipline is turned on. They have greater discipline than Arabia. They have less energy still because they still require more, but they have much more energy, more discipline than they have over Arabia. Syria. So now you got a exceedingly great army here, right? It's very disciplined, right? Bringing our people together, the remaining of our people together, fighting their way to the West Coast. See? Now that's about gravitational vortex, because gravitational vortex is America had the power to hold us down because they had greater power than us. But their power was declining, so now, and so like the blue starts pushing up because you don't have enough power to hold it down anymore. So now you got the two forces against each other, right? One trying to hold you back, one's trying to keep us under control, right? That's what they're trying. They circle us, trying to keep us under control. See? But they lose the ground, and so we gain more control of ourselves. And we start pushing back against them. And they're resisting. See? And when they resist, they will try to come to a stronger structure, which is martial law. That's the strongest structure they know. They will institute martial law. They try to keep us under control. They try to keep us from leaving here. Remember, they didn't want us to leave. They would get the war, make war. The enemies didn't lead the country. So they institute martial law, right? But that they can't get any more complex, and they can't achieve harmonic motion. And our people are achieving harmonic motion during that time. They work, they start achieving harmonic motion. They try to bring everybody else along. See, it'd be more powerful. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of discipline to achieve matter. So remember, it takes a lot of energy and a lot of discipline to achieve harmonic motion. A lot of energy, a lot of discipline, and remember, that's a lot of power. That's why I see the great army. They have more power than America has. Right? So, America's crumbling before their feet. America's defeated every turn. America keeps coming down, but they defeat every turn. And not one hair of their head is harmed. America's defeated, its military is defeated every turn. Plus they're cannibals at that time, hungry. So they bound their way to the West Coast, doing to them, devil is done to you, right? Nothing America come up with can defeat them because they had discipline, a lot of discipline on it. Discipline energy is power. So they have better energy management now. Had a discipline of 5 pillars. And you got a direction of the angel, which made them a seedy great army. Defeating America at every turn because America doesn't have the strength. And then you got those Christians here, like I was telling you about earlier, right? They're tagging along. Ooh, didn't tell you that one. Didn't see that one coming, did you? They're tagging along. See? Because it says they would put their hope in the name of Jesus. Boy, it gets complicated, doesn't it? They tag along. Because they have more power in America, too. They have as much power as us. Have more power in America, too, because they got discipline, more discipline than America has, because they don't put up all this homosexuality and transgender and all that stuff, right? You see? So they tag along. They fight over the West Coast. So once we get there, right, it says that they open the Red Sea and people pass. But the sea is pressure, isn't it? So it takes greater pressure to force pressure to spot pressure. You understand? It has greater pressure to pot pressure. So who's the pressure? The pressure is the goat or India, China that's embarking and about to invade America. That's the Red Sea. See? Now it tells you, chapter 17, that he put in their minds to attack the harlot, right? But doesn't say anything about us leaving there. But the point is the reason why we parted, because at that point they got the engine, they got the mind back, they've completed, or they uploaded, not uploaded, but they activated the engine mind, and they it's chief harmonic motion, which takes a lot of energy, a lot of discipline to achieve. Very powerful. But no powerful in America. Because they defeated America. I mean, they pretty much wrecked America on the way out of here. And demons, they did theirs. They got a little more power than the devils do because they got a little rust in them. See, but they ain't got enough to destroy. They end up getting destroyed in the end, but they get destroyed at the time that we're leaving. So at that point, right, our pressure is greater than the armies that's coming in. China, India, and Africa's with them. So cause them to part, get out of our way, and we go through. We're not going to walk on dry land with water, right? The point is that Master Muhammad will have vehicles there for us, right? We're not going to swim, but they're going to let us through. They're not going to attack us. They're going to let it part, and we're going to go through because we have greater pressure than them. At least that's the Levites that's going through tribulation, because the Lamb is already at home with the elect. They're already over here, prepared for battle against Ishmael. Sunnis, I have brothers who betrayed us. You understand the math? I'm just showing you, this is all mathematics about pressure, brothers and sisters, because everything I tell you right now is dealing with pressure. So you got those devils, right? That's more disciplined than the rest, right? Well, they won't be crushed, right? See, they don't have much else, but they tag along, right? And they got enough to get through the Red Sea, okay? But they'd be under our control, and they'd be our slaves forever. See, that's the vision of those that hold on to Jesus real tight. Doesn't mean you can hold on to Jesus when they get there. I'm just saying that's what it took. Their devotion to Christianity, the kind of Christianity they had when they came over here, the discipline of it, the women being modest, no homosexuality, no adultery, that kind of stuff, right? That's discipline. That's enough discipline for them to survive the tribulation under our authority. See? Because there's enough to survive it. That's just enough to survive it, not have any power over it. Enough power, right? Survive it to be our slaves forever. Hope you understand that, brothers and sisters. See? And so, some of it tag along with us. And then, when we part of the Red Sea, then that's when the goat comes in. They take down America. Right? But there's still some critics tag along with us. Some of them, a lot of them still here. And they'll say they will survive. The destruction that the goat's going to put upon America, to go to destroy it, burn it down. It's going to take those Christians, right? They had enough pressure to survive it, enough power. Those who are taken into captivity to all the nations, they're taken into captivity too by them. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Right? And America's totally destroyed. But when they wait to take down America, China just blows UK out of existence, just blows away. Just blows away. So they're out of the picture at that point. You understand, brothers and sisters? That's what happens. And then, right, they leave, they get back to Arabia, and then we finished up, clean up Arabia. Taking our land back. Right? Arabia will not be destroyed. Like I said, you'd be given houses that you have not built. So all that infrastructure they build over there is for us. All those houses and everything they build right now is more than enough for us. Right? So we'll only be 17 million of us, maybe. Well, will whole 17 million make it? Maybe. But only 17 million is more than what they have over there. Less than what they have over there anyway. Should be. And so that's what we have. We're going back to Arabia. In beautiful houses. It's not going to be destroyed. We're going to force this man out of there. Back into the stands, Afghanistan, all the different places, whatever. But they're getting out of Arabia because they stole our religion, our land. They forced us into captivity. Forced Israel stole our ID, our image. America stole us, our wealth, our productivity, our economy. I'm saying everybody had a hand in it. And then you got India and China, they got our economy. Everybody got a hand in it, brothers and sisters. We're taking it all back. Remember I said it starts over there, because they got the more and more discipline, right? And then boom. When our people wake up, then they defeat them over here in the Armageddon East, West. Mm-hmm. And here comes the goat. China, India. They got to do a discipline, and they crush them. Now, what kind of power? What kind of power is the world in? Then you got the power of Africa, who has more discipline than China, India. Less than us. We're at home. So he has more power than they do. And so they get into it. And Africa has more power because it has more discipline than India and China. So it takes both of them out and take control of their armies. Okay, so where are we at now? We kept changing our energy. We turned our discipline, so we back home. Our minds got back. Our energy, we gained our discipline, so we're back home. Got this fulfilled, right? America and God can make ours gone. America's been crushed because it has less discipline than everybody else, so everybody's crushing it. Okay. So then the goat comes in to finish this off, but America's also being crushed by Europe. With Europeans, right? They're back and forth, so they balance the same energy level, so they just tear each other apart. But Russia has more discipline than America has because they reject homosexuality, that kind of stuff. Right? Well, that's why they defeat them in Armageddon. It's all about pressure, brothers, sisters, discipline. Russia has more discipline than America does. It rejects all this homosexuality, all this stuff. It rejects it all. Transgender, all of it. So they have more discipline. That's why America's going to be destroyed by them. Right? So because they have more power. See, the power has been, I'm showing you power centers all over the world. So the first power centers in the Middle East. Right? Then here in America because of the rise of the Nation of Islam. Right? And then the next power is China, India, right? They're more powerful than America, so they finish America off. Africa's sitting there. But then Africa, compared to India and China, is more powerful because they have more discipline by nature. So they get into it, and it's all about, it ain't about people just, I'm just going to kill or whatever. It's about, it's how when you put pressure together, put these things together, pressure, that's what you're in an environment where you have currents. And that's what these are the currents that's going on through the world at this time, brothers and sisters. Where the pressure overcomes law of pressure. So the first current against, and they put in that sense, first currents against America was in the Middle East. That current was a hurricane. Blew them out. Because of greater pressure there. Right? And then they got tornadoes and volcanoes, tornadoes and hurricanes and everything in America. Because now, the Nation of Islam, they're disciplined. All the weather and everything, right? They're disciplined. So now they put greater pressure. Now, remember, they just got blown out of the Middle East. Now they got, bam, they got all this pressure here, right? The greater pressure here. So now they get tornadoes and hurricanes, twisters right here in America, tearing apart. And over in Europe, right? You got, it's not as bad, but Russia is more disciplined, so they have more pressure. You got a current going there, a current going against them right there, which is heavy, strong wind, blizzards. See, this is the plagues. So they got a hurricane out of the Middle East. You got twisters and hurricanes here. Got a hurricane in the Middle East. You got twisters and tornadoes here in America. High pressure currents against them. Then you got blizzards over in Europe because they got lower pressure than everybody else. This is the form it takes, right? So in the Middle East, it was really bad because people much more greater. But then once it came over here, and the Nation of Islam come, their discipline was even greater. So now you got twisters and tornadoes, right? Cyclones, bam, right here in America, currents, right? And then boom, here come China, India, right? They come in like a big whirlwind and finish it off, blow America away. But you got those Christians that had enough, they was able to weather the storm. It was a terrible storm, but they was able to weather it because they had more discipline, more than America has, right? See? But less discipline, right, than India and China, India and China. But not enough discipline for India and China to crush them. Enough to control them. Not enough to crush them. Because they had enough to crush America, but not enough to crush the Christians that actually observed the Christianity. Not enough to crush them. Enough to, right, force them in submission. Not enough to crush them. But under total control. You understand, brothers and sisters? And then what? Okay. And that finished them off. See? And then what you got in the world then? Then you got the pressure of China, India. You got the pressure of us. And you got the pressure of Esau. And we had a greater pressure. Right? And Esau has second. So his pressures is a current going against China, India. There's a hurricane. Right? And they not even survive it. He's able to wipe them out. And then now all he got is one current left between us and them. And we had a greater pressure. We had a greater power because we had a greater discipline. But they have more energy. See, they have more energy than us, but less discipline, and we have more discipline, less energy, so it's close. It's close. That's the worst war we're going to have, brothers and sisters. So you're going to come against us, right? It won't be no whirlwind. It won't be no tornado or anything and stuff, right? Because the difference is not that much. That's why Middle East is not going to be torn apart. See? It says, what we're going to do is we're going to destroy them by some mass bomb. It's going to be battle, right? But not like these other battles. Not like time unprecedented trouble. That time is past. It's after all that. It says we'll make their eyes melt in their socket. So we will not have the Middle East torn up with them. You understand? Because it's not a pressure differential. Very little. It's enough for us to destroy them. Right? Crush them. You understand, brothers and sisters? Okay, I think I made it clear enough. Then that's it. Then we take control. There's nothing to resist us anymore. We're the greatest pressure on the planet. There's nothing to resist us. We move on, brothers and sisters, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I got some more things I want. Okay, hold on, brothers and sisters, for a minute. Second, brothers and sisters. Hey, brothers and sisters, get as much as I can because my voice may go out again. It sounds like it's about to go out again. Well, maybe out for another 3 more days. Excuse me. Okay. Now this is basically a picture of what our DNA looks like, right? Basically. Now, if you go and study this stuff, right, you find that all biological life has DNA, trees, viruses, whatever. It's a subset of ours because we have the whole range, but most of it's not turned on. Science said most of us, 9% is not turned on. How do you know that? Well, it said 9% of those attributes in it not turn on. That things that, start turn on in us. So we try to see if we can make sense of that, brothers and sisters. Okay, let's see. Now, consider this as being the whole range of our DNA. From lamb, which is the most disciplined of all creatures, all the way down to virus. Right? So that's the whole range. Okay? Now, this is the range, basically, Esau have, our brother, Africa. The Levites, even though some Levites, a little more, new lamb in them, so they joined in with us. But most of them don't. Right? Now, let me clear up something. I said the Sunni Arabs, they're the jinn. They're not the only jinn. I explained this before. I said when they had back the gender war 66 trillion years ago, moon's form, I said they were jinn. They were jinn, because jinn are those who resist the new reality, the new season. They're disbelievers. That's why I said Iblis was of the jinn. So Esau, they're also jinn. Because they didn't submit either. The only ones that didn't submit are the jinn. Angels did submit. They're the jinn too. So somebody said, hey man, no. So you said they're jinn. I said, no, the jinn is anyone who resists the change, the new reality. They're jinn too. They resisted. They couldn't submit. They didn't have the ability to submit. You had to be a lamb to submit. There's a lot of discipline to submit. When you catch a hell, you're being raped, beaten, destroyed. It takes a lot of discipline. Remember the Haitians, they couldn't do it. They rebelled. Not only them, some other ones too. I think Brazil, other different countries. Okay? But we stuck with it. Okay? And so here you go to the devils. See? They don't even have a lion, they don't have a lamb. See? They're vicious, but they're wolves. They don't have the elegance of a lion. Vicious. But they got all the rest from the down. They have all those, they have the ability of the characteristics. Right? You understand what I'm saying? But they turned off. Let me see if I can show that. Okay, I think this shows that, brothers and sisters. Takes a little, I should sped up a little bit. See, as the universe expands, right, then we turned off in ourselves and we made independent. So now you have virus out there independent, but not really independent, but they like, that's why the Quran taught, we gave them their backs. So we gave them a form of independence. That's why the Quran said we gave them their backs. Right? So they're not direct connect to us, but they connect to us, but not that way. Right? That's what we're doing. So, but we give them these a form of independence, right? But we turn those off in ourselves. So we had a, right, it's in there, but it's just turned off. Still have it just turned off, you understand? As time goes on, we kept doing more and more of that and give them a form of independence But we just turn it off in ourselves. So we don't manifest those characteristics anymore. Though we had ability because it's still there, just turn it off. You understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? That's what's going on here. And as the universe starts contracting again, we start bringing these things in, little by little. That's why we join back up with the Levites. Remember, they're lions. Come one nation again, turn that back on. So yes, hey, brothers and sisters, let me see if I can hear. Well, there you go. See? They start bringing it back. Because, see, we submitted, but now that's why Lamb turned to a lion, an angel. Because now we got to kick ass. See? Lion ain't taking, and wolf, turn that back on too. Be vicious. Do what they done to us double. See? See what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? We're going to turn that back on. See? Turn it back on. See? The lamb's going to turn back a lion, turn that back on, and the wolf. See? Going to do what they've done to us. Destroy them all. If you take a child and just take his feet, just bang. See what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? They mess with the wrong people. Mess with gods. See, so the wind, they reap the whirlwind. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I think that may be it. Let me see if I got anything else here. And yeah, he's gone. My calculation, he'd be gone before Christmas. Couple more days. Okay, we'll leave it there, brothers and sisters. Zoom on out. Assalamu alaikum.